What do you do as a pilot when you want to go flying and the weather is not cooperating? Well, stay tuned, guys. I'll show you what I do. Alright guys, welcome aboard. I just wanted to give you guys a quick preview of what it is that I do whenever it's raining outside, the weather's not cooperating with you. And that right now is a simulator that I built. You can see I've added some backlighting to the overhead panel. You have your main screen, and then on the panels for your instruments or monitors running off of one computer, and then the actual simulator is X-Plane 10 right now. I have not done X-Plane 11. I built this overhead panel. I actually cut out plexiglass, and then I added some decals to the back side of it, and it's mimicking kind of like a 737 overhead panel. I know it's a little overkill, but it was just something that I wanted to do. I know I fly Cessnas. This is something that I built about 2 years ago. I like building stuff. It helped me a lot during my flight training, especially during instrument training. So right now we're lined up on Peter Prince 2R4. That's in Milton, Florida, and we're just gonna take a quick flight to the beach and see what that looks like.
Games like you don't want this game.
You have to have mommy help you, baby.
But what's the password?
I don't know. I don't remember at the time, sweetie. You're gonna have to have mommy help you. If not, baby, you can't download a new game right now. I don't remember the password.
Mommy doesn't remember.
Well, then we'll have to figure it out later. And then, of course, you have your children who are also going to interrupt. Like I said, let's get started with the flight. That's what we're here for, right? Let's go ahead and get some lighting in here. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and get the AC going as well. It gets hot here in Florida, if you didn't know that. All the switches on this panel do work. For instance, I just switched onto the battery a little bit. Once I get the engine started, I'll switch on the avionics. Air conditioning is kicking on. I have rudder pedals right underneath here, which I control the yaw motion of the aircraft and the tags. We're already lined up on runway 36. We're gonna depart from here, and we're just gonna take a quick flight down to the beach. Let's go. Okay, start. Here we go. I have a sound bar that's installed on the back side of everything, just so you can get the sound. Avionics on. Now, as you can see, as soon as I flip the avionics switch, we'll go ahead and get the panels lit. Let's go ahead and turn off this autopilot, if I can. I'll show you guys how I work with the autopilots later. You can get a lot of good training out of it, especially going through the motions of the checklist and the different system functionalities, especially with the instruments and how they work. What you won't get is the feel and the feedback that you get from the airplane flying through the air. That's my only drawback on the simulator versus the real world aircraft, is you really don't get to feel the gravity pull. You don't get to feel the bumps of the of your turbulence. You don't get to feel any of that. Let's go for the takeoff. All right, looking at airspeed. Airspeed's coming alive. We got 40, 55, and rotating here. And just like that, we're off the ground. We'll go ahead and use some trim just to trim out the airplane, make it a lot easier to fly in. This is actually quite similar to what you would see out there in the real world. You have the I-10 bridge that goes across this area. You have the small peninsula that goes over to the toll bridge for Garçon Point. Right now I'm hand flying the airplane. This to autopilot and take a look at how this goes. But I'm gonna hit the autopilot when we come on our way back. Right now I'm just gonna hand fly it the whole way in there, adjusting the air conditioning just to get more air. It's kind of hot. If anybody wants to take a ride, just hit me up. I'll let you guys come fly. But at this point, we can actually start to climb up to 3,000 feet. Right here you have the sound, and then right beyond that, where you see that edge of the sand and all that stuff, is the actual Gulf of Mexico. So let's go ahead and, I think we'll start a climb here at 3,000. Cool thing is, like I said, the map is it resembles quite what you would see out there. Right now you have the Navarre Bridge that crosses right across this area here, that takes you from the mainland all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, and you got the beaches right across that area. So one of the things that I've liked about the simulator is that it does does a great job at actually depicting major landmarks and all that kind of stuff, so that you kind of already get a familiarity with the area and where you're going towards. Right now, we're basically flying the Northwest Florida Gulf Coast, and it's really beautiful. Even in the simulator, honestly, it looks pretty nice, but in real life, it looks a lot better. What I plan on doing is I plan on making the same flight and then trying to compare both the simulator and what the real world flight would look like. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how the autopilot reacts. We're just a little below 3,000 feet right now, but a vertical speed of 500 feet. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn autopilot on, go vertical speed, autopilot engages at 3,000 feet. And see the autopilot system. And here's a good shot of the overhead panel. Thin overhead light that I added right here. So with a flip of the switch, overhead lighting is off. See, the autopilot works really good. This is a Satec multi-panel. There's the brand right there, Satec panel. Also added my own landing gear lever with a switch on the back side. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see that from here. But yeah, you have your pilot, co-pilot side. So that's your co-pilot side right there. Throttle quadrants, the radio stack sits back over here. And then the pilot side, and then the air conditioning. All right, let's see if we can get this one back over to Milton by using the autopilot. So let's go ahead and switch this down to vertical speed of about negative 500 feet per minute. Let's set an altitude of 1,400. Well, we'll go 1,200, and by the click of a vertical speed button, switch that. And we're gonna go into heading mode so I can start heading towards Milton. So I'm gonna switch that over to heading, and we're gonna go ahead and dial in a heading of about north. I'll go ahead and hit the heading button right now. Biggest drawbacks about the simulator, it is a little harder to see airports than it is in real life. So we're gonna go ahead and disengage autopilot now and turn that off, and then we're gonna go ahead and reduce some power here. We're gonna go ahead and drop our first notch of flaps. There goes the first notch of flaps, reducing that power down. Power comes out a little more since we're a little high. Go ahead and drop another set of flaps, and we'll pitch him down here, power out. Last notch of flaps here. There goes our glide path coming in. Introduce that power back in there since we're on path now. Nice and stabilized. Airspeed is great, right about 60, almost 55. And right over the runway, we'll go ahead and reduce the power. And we'll hold her off here, and that should be a good landing here. There we go. Slowing her down. Now we can use that back pressure here to slow her down even more. And now we can just go ahead and get off the runway. Those are whole short lines. And we are clear of the active now. Very good, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that flight. I hope you guys liked the simulator. And like I said, if you guys have any questions about any of this, how I built it, what I used, websites I went to, just drop a comment below. I'll be sure to answer your questions. I'm willing to help anybody with any questions, anything that you guys want to know about, how I did the overhead panel, the wiring, what kind of hardware I used. But this is the kind of stuff that I do whenever there's not a good day outside.